Hey, Soviets and Soviettes, how you all doing? This is Con Ulrich.
And I'm Mangru. Hello, hello, hello.
And, well, for our second game of our, three-game series of material coming out to you today, we are bringing you another return to that most forested of battlefields, back to Tsel. And Rang, who are you trying to sell us on today?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have ourselves everyone's favourite German Field Marshal, vonPaulus, as the
Mm-hmm.
78th Sturm division. And on the right-hand side, we have Theoman 222 as the 26th Guard Strelocki division.
So that definitely, we do have, both these guys are definitely vets from the first game. You and I were talking about this before we kind of started. vonPaulus, an interesting character. Interesting character. We're laughing about it beforehand. Of course, for those of you who don't know, vonPaulus, not the player tag, mind you, the actual guy, Paulus, was the only German field marshal to ever surrender. The famous guy from Stalingrad, he goes in, he gets surrounded, all that stuff kind of happens to him, and Hitler says, by the way, bro, no one's ever surrendered. And like
word to word.
Yes, pretty much like that.
Mm-hmm.
Bruder.
We have the audio recording, you know.
Mein Bruder, keine deutsches Feldmarschall, I don't, whatever. Like a day later, what does he do? He throws up the white flag, and you know what? I cannot blame him.
Yeah, you know, Stalingrad wasn't really nice round about in January of 1943. It's pretty cold.
You know, I did see at one point a video from Tick on the caloric intake
Oh
of
yeah.
the German soldiers during Stalingrad. My God, absolutely insane. Like I would be thin as a rail on that. Ugh. But in any case, though, back to happier topics.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to find ourselves seeing probably some pretty good death and destruction here. We did see on, what was it? Was it Friday? Yeah, I think it was Friday
Yes.
with our last cast. A very different opening in terms of infantry. This is what kind of I think I really love about SD2 is that the adaptability of each division. Getting a lot of Begleit Grenadiers coming on in. And in fact, we're actually going to see a very quick recon plan as well.
Yeah, and no studs whatsoever from vonPaulus. He's just full-on infantry, or Theoman. He's got like 1 KV, 1 down south in terms of armor. I really like that recon planes doing a little bit of crazy strafing.
On the artillerist.
Yeah, even just the transport in it is a pretty big deal. But yeah, very light on armor from both sides. It's much more classic infantry, and vonPaulus is really trying to take the skies, it seems.
Yeah, and if that's enough, so you can slow troops down. Yeah, I mean, if you see right now, he lost 2 control points. I'm trying to think where he lost those points. To the north. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of weird when I think about it, but then again, those guys have not yet de-bust, to use your term. I really do love this New Zealand flag that we're seeing here. I'm very amused by this. Begleit Grenadiers coming on through. We have the 2 ME-109s. We did see last time in the last battle an awful lot of yak attack.
Yeah.
Not seeing quite so quick of an investment there. But you're Theoman. What do you do? Do you throw down, you make a quick anti-air buy? What do you do?
You don't really have good anti-air for the first division, so you really just got to get some yaks and try to fight it mano to mano, sky to sky, plane to plane.
Fist to fist, sword to sword, steel to steel.
Yeah, but it's a really interesting play, like using just the planes to strafe everything, because that recon plane combined with the fighter plane, you can do, a hefty amount of damage against all these soft infantry targets.
Kind of reminds me of the B-26 play that happened with 4th.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
Made me miserable.
It made a lot of people miserable for like 6 months.
And they were like, oh, patch that shit out. Oh, yeah, here we go. About time.
Yeah. Then there was like, hey, you guys missed OP Division, choose Desert Ratch.
Can we talk about the fact that we have a WC Dushka down south?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, the Dushka.
On the back of an American truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, actually, we did see that anti-tank gun go down. There is still the KV-1E, which is a terrifying tank.
Yeah, especially when there's no anti-tank near, or barely. Oh, this is Pack 40, never mind.
Yeah, but he's very stressed out. He needs a break. We're going to see the first stroke coming in for the Germans, though.
good call bringing it in down south, especially with that KV1. And yeah, if he can bring that KV1 into a decent position, knock out at a shooting squad, could potentially capture that flag point. Yeah, I think that might be just a little bit too far, but it would be ideal for him.
Let's see, back up north. North is more or less fairly stable. Just a quick reminder, these Begleit Grenadiers, no anti-tank, but they do have a fairly good firepower curve for what they cost. What they're 15 points, 20 points?
The infant?
The Begleit Grenadiers.
30.
30. Oh wow, I kind of forgot they were that expensive. I guess think of something else here.
They got all the STGs and all the G43s. They're pretty much like a anti-infantry, like more dedicated anti-infantry squad.
They are certainly
like mid-range. Yeah, they're really nice A-phase unit to have. You don't really get many of them, but you know they're good to sprinkle in every now and then in your front line. It does seem like vonPaulus is using them quite heavily.
So you're saying they kind of use them like a Salz and Pfeffer kind of idea?
Yeah, kind of.
Gotcha. Just a taste.
Just a little, you know, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of flavor.
Now we are seeing those Schutzen squads. They, shockingly enough, oh no, it's the guards. Okay. I was thinking it was the Automachiki, but we see a very different idea here. Actually, we're seeing Otto Komrotti coming on in. Ooh, and somehow getting taken out by a single mortar round. That is just harsh.
Yeah.
Very unlucky. That guy's, he literally ran into the middle of that. That was, there's not even any bodies left. They're all gone.
Oh, dead. Oh, dead. Ripperoonie.
Dos Vidania.
We've got the Russians bringing in their power now to the axe, and he's returning the favour from earlier by strafing all the German positions. And
yeah,
strafing in this game is really quite good.
Yeah. Not much German's going to be able to do about that one. Just takes the Strogs. The Strogs have a single MG42, and I don't think that's going to actually is an anti-air position at all, is it?
No, it's just full-on anti-infantry.
Now, we do have a bit of a finger extending into the German position, but it hasn't hit anything really that vital yet. It has not really found that the German spot, or the G spot, if you will.
Oh, you know when you're fighting against the Germans, you gotta get that G spot. You know, don't let them get the G spot.
That's what Freud would say. But we are finding that the Sturm Pioneer, apparently he can't handle the heat. He's got to get out of that kitchen. And the Strug, is the Strug? The Strug's engaging that the Strug. Okay, so first kill had been taken on out. That's decent enough right there. I guess, though, if I am the Germans... Actually, if I'm the Germans, I'm feeling pretty damn good about this. Yeah. I've invested nothing really in the southern half of the map, other than like a light handful, and I'm controlling everything. This is fantastic.
And he can still contain that southern side. You see, he's bringing Stugs and infantry to contain the northern end of our southern push. And
True.
up north of side of the map, he's got the Bastion Hill under his control, and he's got a good chunk of like the northern middle under his control. So he's doing pretty good overall.
Using the Bastion Hill, you're talking to the one middle. That's got the... Okay, with the 2 points on top of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Centerpiece Hill.
Yeah. Little round top, if you will.
Yeah, a little round top.
It is worth noting, though, that one Schutzen squad, he's not out of ammunition yet, but I would say another couple of minutes here, he's going to be pretty much screwed.
Yeah, he won't be shooting for much longer.
Well, and the guards are firing every bit of AP shell they can at that Stug, and the Stug, ooh, he's just engaging that KV-1 instead. That's a great call.
Yep. And is he gonna...
Gun jam, turret stuck? Well, he might as well not have a tank there at that point.
He's a pillbox now.
He's certainly a pill. But the guards have fired every single round they can. At that point, I'd be like, you know what, just screw it, just go for the soft skin stuff.
They got a driver knocked down, but that's not really going to help too much.
Yeah.
Gonna back off. But yeah, the Germans with vonPaulus managing to contain that southern push, and now he's got
3
the Messerschmitts in the sky. Yeah, I've seen I'd say a little bit more focus and air power in this match compared to our previous match from Friday.
True, but honestly, at the same time, I almost found this infantry fight more engaging to me.
Yeah, it's just really quite interesting to see there's really a little tank play being used. I mean, we keep comparing it to Friday's match because...
Ooh, I gotta watch this. Okay, so we have the Pioneer going in after that KV-1. KV-1 with the turret being stuck. Geboteledo!
Probably won't do much.
Boom!
Oh, never mind. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I guess they could do the same effect against actual infantry.
Yeah. I'd be okay with that too, as long as it's not my infantry. Schutz's squad gets taken on now, but the ferocious defense there has just prevented Theoman from really aggressing even at all down to this point.
Yeah, it's a really tough point to take thinking about it down south, as it's in the middle of an open crossroads, and you don't have too much cover. You really got the roads dividing you between the enemy. It's kind of like a little bit of a no man's land as we're seeing right now.
Yes, it is.
And after you get that point, there's not really many other... Once you capture that point, there's not really many other points to take. You can get to the bridge, but it might just be a little bit of a bridge too far, honestly, because it's so close to the German spawn. You really want to, safe options is try to maneuver up north. Well, and that's just taking the hill.
If you're a Red Devil, you're definitely right. There's the bridge too far. There's many Red Devils here. I am surprised the artillerists are getting as stuck in as they are from the Soviet side.
Yeah. I am looking... Theoman is using Su-76s, which do benefit from the artillerists, because they're one of the few Soviet artillery units that actually have a goddamn radio. So that's why he's probably using quite a bit of them, but you don't really want to lose them at the same time either, especially if you're using the A-phase runs, as they're not extremely card efficient.
Well, they're not really particularly good in fighting either. I mean, geez, look at the material that they have. The PPSs do 1 damage. The SVTs do no damage. I mean, that's like you took a cook and you were like, okay, you watch that guy over there, you're going into fighting now. Have fun.
If I was ever in a situation where some guy is holding me up with an SVT-40, I'd be like, you can't hurt me, it does no damage.
I'm pretty sure he had a very different idea than you, but worth noting, there's 3 yaks here, and we have 1 ME-109.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, jeez. Okay, and they blew the head-to-head. That's 1. Oh, no.
Oh, boy. This is a furball right here. No anti-air, it's just pilot to pilot.
Yeah, but the Soviets really blew that initial engagement. Radiator damaged. Oh my god, this is gonna be a wipeout, isn't it?
Yeah. This is some War Thunder shit right here.
They blew that first engagement. That's so... Oh my god, that sucks. Oh, jeez. I can't get over this already. That's a pretty big investment.
Yeah, it's a pretty huge loss, and that's going to give complete air superiority to the Germans. Yak is still fighting strong. And these furballs are much more interesting now, just because the maps are larger. You got more room to maneuver for the planes.
And the thing is, I don't want to zoom in too much on it, because I feel like they are actually engaging at much more realistic distances now too. So I can't get too up, and that's 3 for 3.
Yeah, and it feels like less of they're chasing each other in circles. I mean, they're still chasing each other in circles, but it's not in the same direction all the time.
True.
They go left and right and
up and down and side to side.
It's really quite dynamic. I mean, also really good for vonPaulus gameplay rise, because that killed a lot of the Soviet air power.
Well, unless he goes for the Yak carpet bombs, which we did see used to rather interesting effect in the last match. We are into Phase B, and can we just contrast this from the difference that we had on our last cast?
Much more aggressive. I mean, as you already see, vonPaulus has already knocked down Theoman quite a few points.
Yeah, what'd you say? It says minor defeat in about 21 minutes. I imagine we'll see something happen quite a lot sooner than that. There is now, though, the Soviets definitely do seem to be happy to not see the Germans in that center south. And this is the kind of penetration... I'll leave the sex joke alone, but it was there for a second. There's 3 different points here that can definitely very easily be taken by the Soviets. This is a huge gap that needs to be plugged.
Oh yeah, and he is taking. He's got 2 points on the hill, and he's moving to that 7 point now. And yeah, that was
Very well played.
very well played from Theoman, really exploiting that gap in the German lines. And vonPaulus is bringing out the reinforcements to try and secure it. But he has spent a lot of his resources up north, as he does have a Rhino up here, as well as a Stug 3G. And I don't really feel like he's going to be able to
Well, he's
do
arrested
too much up north.
He's arrested a point DK in the south, and that's almost as important as taking something.
Yep. I also want to know, I forgot to mention earlier, but both sides do have balanced income as well.
Yes.
So everyone really liking that, balanced income, no?
I think I really, for me, like, I want to go more of a Vanguard style, and I've said this last time in the last cast too with the 78th. I feel like it's the 78th. You got to throw down your chips early. You got to aggress, and then you just bite and hold. You got to play the bulldog attack.
No, I agree with you now. Definitely that sort of division.
I'm happy that you do. I always worry that what I say doesn't make complete sense, but that's good to know. I not only mean that partially in cheek. I appreciate knowing that. Nashorn over here, though. Nashorn is going to engage this guard squad. This guard squad's behind enemy lines. It's going to get picked on off pretty damn quick. Now we are going to have one of the guard squad looking to maybe try to link up with him, but they're going to get arrested by that Sturmschützen, and oh my gosh. Like you said, they blow through the ammunition, but they blow through enemy troops so damn fast.
I mean, once you give the guys, a bunch of assault rifles, they just want to hold down that trigger.
Dude, I've been to Camden. I know what you're talking about. It's a Jersey joke right there. Not sure if that's going to land for a lot of you guys out there, but if you're from Jersey, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We are going to see another really big push kind of getting set on up. Sturmovikis as well as guard squads getting brought on forwards. So I'm wondering if we're going to see more aircraft getting called in just in time for this or no. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it, but that Nashorn is still there. We still have 2 strokes up to the north. They also have that Pack 40. So I wouldn't be too nervous about things, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like up north is really just going to be a stalemate. Neither side is really going to push too hard. It is rather tough to push up north, as it is, it's just one long choke point. Unless you push, like, along the southern north area, on, like, the southern hill just a little bit, that's usually a pretty good place to push that no one really thinks about pushing.
You mean between the right by Little Round Top?
Yeah, like in the north.
Oh, no,
where
north.
the...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so up north, where the Panzerstrike squad is, behind him. South of the Panzerstrike squad, up north, behind enemy lines.
Gotcha. So the draw a line between the two Shrek squads.
Yeah.
Yeah. That corridor is something that, I mean, we're still learning all of the ins and outs of the maps here, to be perfectly frank. But yeah, that definitely is very much a very good attack avenue that I don't think a lot of people have noticed just yet.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, we're going to have a Sturmschützen getting at least one Faust out. Fires the missiles.
9.
Never mind. Surrender.
Nope. We've got the KV-85 and KV-1 here. The Stug's been bailed out, so it's really just down to that Nashorn. And never mind, it might not be a stalemate. Theoman may be able to break through and capture Northern Flag, which would be great for him. As he really needs all the points.
That's possible, but I feel like while he might be injecting time to the north, down to the south, his troops are getting outflanked.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now they are, yeah.
And there's still a couple of... Oh, wow, no, the Stroke went down there, too. I guess there's one Stroke still there, one there. And that Stroke is engaging new infantry coming on in, and he's got a beautiful aim. Look at that boy.
Oh, boy.
Beautiful shots.
Yeah, and also, I just want to mention up north, yeah, the Pack 40 knocked out both tanks up north. Really great position, so that's pretty much going to save vonPaulus's line up here. Well, it's definitely been quite a maneuver warfare match, and neither sides are really like extreme maneuver warfare divisions.
True.
The more slower infantry. It's really all been infantry pushes with tanks backing them up from behind.
And again, you know what? We gush about the game. We talk about the game. I've bowed before your own particular skill on this one, but for me, this is what Steel Division 1 could have been. I realize why it wasn't, but this is what Steel Division 1 could have been.
Yeah, I really do love just just the openness of it now, the ability to do more of these flanking maneuvers. I really love it. I really love it. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Yes, it is. Hopefully you guys enjoy the same thing too. We are going to find the Schutzen down to the south, a new Schutzen squad, and a new brave soul. Gonna get shelled, it looks like the Su-76s again.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh, and he's taking shots from that KV-85. Yeah, it's time for you to back up, my friend.
Yeah.
Though, shockingly, Theoman has been able to seize. He's got a -2 over here against the Germans. That's really weird.
That's a real good comeback from him. Yeah, he's got a crap ton of points. But he's pretty much got all his front line on just the points that he needs to be taking the victory. He says the crest in his reverie can hold, as it seems like his middle is a little bit exposed now, and that's where vonPaulus can really hit him where it hurts.
Yeah, and you know what? We're not seeing a ton of necessarily getting... How do I put this? Well, we have a machine gun coming in, an MG42 got the LPO. The LPO should be able to take him out because the machine gun is not going to get great line of sight on him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we have another Pioneer squad moving on a DP guard squad, and that Gebote-Ladung should be more than enough to figure that out. But to the north, the German position has been outflanked. And, well, surrounded in many ways. Maybe not outflanked is not the right term, but we have a lot of probes coming on through here.
Yeah, in that northern middle area through the valley, we got the KV-85 and KV-1 pushing through with some guards, also leading the way. But yeah, now we're seeing later game Theoman is starting to ramp up our tank production, which is, it's with the Russian division, you get quite a nice amount of those KV-85s and KV-1s. You might as well take advantage of it.
True.
And those KV-85s are really nice. Like 125 armor, 145 pen gun. That's pretty damn efficient, I have to say.
Well, and let's be fair too. They don't have to worry about running out of the HE shells in about 2 blasts.
Oh no, yeah.
Referring to I want to say it's the T-34-44. I think for the second that has that kind of issue. There's a couple of tanks out on.
Yeah.
The second guards. They're just not as flexible, you know.
The T-34s, I believe, only have around about like 10 AP shots.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Roughly, right.
That sounds right. We actually also have a combat officer out as well, so he's been given a good amount of veterancy over here. And we have a nice little anti-air park back by this artillery piece. So we have 2 Maxim AAAs and a Dushka.
Yeah.
So he is nervous, and he does not want to get his men killed.
Mm-hmm. I'm quite interested why he has them so far back. If those Maxims, it'd probably be better to have them a bit more on the front line.
Yeah.
To deter the airplanes. Bit farther away, because those Maxims are pretty bad range.
I would agree with you completely.
Yeah. But yeah, surprisingly with Maxims, I just find it so funny. It's just 4 goddamn World War I machine guns essentially on the back of a truck. And that's just your anti-aircraft defense for the Russians in a nutshell.
Well, what about the Germans from the last one? They mounted with 3 machine guns on a flatbed, and we're like, it's an anti-aircraft platform, we're okay.
Yeah, but those were good machine guns, Okan.
That's true. I will give you that.
They're good machine guns. And also, like, the nice thing about the Germans is that if you lose the air war, I find, you can always fall back on your anti-air. If you're the Russians and you lose the air war, you're kind of buggered, as your anti-air is, for the most part, not out great. Unless you spend a lot of points into the anti-air tab getting a lot of those M15s. But they're not very card efficient.
Yeah, which I do not do.
Yeah. So, just fall back on a few Maxim trucks and hope for the best. Or just some trucks.
Well, okay, so falling back in the Triarii, not a thing for the Soviets.
No. It's all Praetorians and Astarte in the front line.
Astarte, really?
Yeah.
IS-152 in here. We do have a couple of AA platforms, such as they are, in the northern side, which is a recon plane, so not really that much of an issue. I think Theoman is playing a very, I don't want to say cluster-heavy kind of assault, but He's clustering very well, I would say, actually.
Yeah, you got that northern middle push of all the infantry and the KV-85s. And he is actually pushing back quite a bit. I'm really quite surprised. He's meant to kick vonPaulus at a lot of those points. I think it's a lot of that due to just that middle bastion hill.
Yes.
As he grabbed it really easy peasy. vonPaulus did not have many defenses there. And I think that's really losing him the match.
Well, I think it might be fair also to say is that this is a deck defeat right now. vonPaulus's troops, he has very little, I would say, in overall anti-tank defense, at least from the infantry side of things. And I think that's really starting to bite him in the ass.
Yeah, I felt like vonPaulus definitely built his deck more towards a heavy A phase sort of push, as we saw. And now, yeah, he is having difficulty, it seems, dealing with the amount of Soviet armor just kind of snowballing into a rather hefty amount.
And the infantry is not slowing down for the Soviets either. We still have 3 more guard squads being brought on in. These all DPs? No, actually none of these are DPs.
Nope.
That is
Just
interesting.
regular guards.
That's very interesting to me.
Yeah. And for you guys at home, the difference between regular guards and DP guards is regular guards have 1 DP and 18 age, while DP guards have anti-tank rifle and 2 DP machine guns. It's kind of like the difference between like a Panzergrenadier with and without Panzerfaust, in a sense.
Yeah, so one is a far superior squad in my mind. Although you definitely do pay a little bit more for it.
Yeah, the anti-tank rifle squad is much better.
Nashorn does go and take out its opposite number, but even despite that, I don't know if the Germans should be happy.
Yeah, this is really not looking good for vonPaulus. He is just losing all the territory now. Like he's completely run out of steam, it seems.
We do have some local kind of defenses that work out pretty well. And I'm actually surprised. Okay, never mind. Nashorn doesn't even need to be attacked. Su-85 does exactly what it needs to do.
Yeah. I want to give a little PSA. If you look on the far left side of the map, you see Pack 43 being tracked in. On the far left, Khan.
Oh, down middle. Yeah.
It's like it's a little truck being brought in with the Pack 43 in the back.
Yep. I got the barrel scrape on the ground.
If you can, guys, try to avoid getting this unit because it only goes 38 kilometers on the road. It's really slow, and the annoying thing is it picks up by default. So, whenever you can, avoid using the RSO and just try to get like a truck. Anything's faster than 38 kilometers on the road. That's my little PSA.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
I was actually going to make a very different comment there, but that makes perfect sense. I get you.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to say that the quad maxims in the back, it's actually really quite funny, at least for me, as it fires off the anti-air round, the flak that comes up, I didn't think that they fired firecrackers into the air, but apparently they do.
I wonder... I actually don't know if they... I'm guessing this is regular machine gun ammo, really. It's probably not like anything high explosive.
Well, not even like airburst fuses, probably not. Ooh,
Maybe.
Sturm Pioneers take out the Su-75.
That's hot.
Oh yeah, that's steamy.
It's really hot.
But the Soviets are on the brink of taking a -3 from the Germans, and vonPaulus, like we said, after that initial position, he was doing so well, and now the map looks like a Who from Whoville.
Yeah, this is completely gone tits up for vonPaulus. I think we're gonna have to promote him to Field Marshal soon, Khan.
So that way he doesn't surrender.
Yeah, I mean, like, damn, he was doing so well with his push early on, but...
Well, this is how bad you know it's gotten when this one town, which hasn't seen any combat whatsoever, is just now taking, artillery fire convenience from the Su-76s. As the Germans should be happy, though, at least. At least. There's no Andreyushas being fired at them right now.
Yeah.
Small mercies.
We got the Russians now technically behind enemy lines up north, which is kind of funny to see, like, little island, yeah, but yeah, it's gonna get cut off rather soon at the Pioneers. Really the only thing holding the island together.
Well, problem solved.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, this other pioneer's gonna get pinched out pretty quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Theoman, he's just... There's so much free real estate for him now. He's just pushing all over the place. Got guards left, right, and center. But they're not guarding, yeah, attacking.
Oh my gosh, here we go. So we have this small push coming in. We have Schutzen squads. Center southern side of the map, 3 squads worth in an Aufklärung. Unfortunately, it didn't really seem that their mission was very clear. Because, well, 2 squads, 50% of the squads are dead already.
Yeah.
That is a rough position.
It's very rough. Yeah, it seems like vonPaulus also has these guys a little bit too clustered up now. A little bit too clustered.
More squads to the meat grinder!
Pin down south, and Flamethrower Squad's gonna almost easily get him off. I think he killed himself with his own artillery.
I'm not looking too far down to the south. I admit I'm just watching these trucks being brought on in, and then one by one them just getting blown to pieces.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to check real quick. SU-76 is... range. Forever. Got it. I'm kind of wondering how we're not seeing that big boom being fired across the way there, boys. I don't know.
Oh, the Andrusha?
No, there's an Andrusha?
Yeah, it's an Andrusha by the SU-76.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's also a 203. Yeah, I guess there's no real, like, juicy target for him to hit at the moment. Because all the Germans are pretty clustered out.
If it were me... So, a salt lick being taken with this, I would use this to fire at those 4 Schutzen squads coming forward. That's who I'd be shooting at. And I'm pretty sure he can see them, too. I don't really want to kick back on the HUD for a second, but... KV-85 is going to get nailed by these heat grenades. This is going to be sad.
Dodging them blindly.
Oh, wait, maybe not.
Oh.
PPS just to the rescue?
Yep, just in the nick of time.
And yeah, vonPaulus is getting beat down. At least he's not been losing to -3. But he's been flirting with that quite a bit. And this is what guards can do, folks.
Yeah. This is a very good map for this division. The forest and everything works wonders with them more short range, infantry support tanks and all infantry. It's a really good map for them, and also just vonPaulus really buggered up.
Andrejusha, where is Andrejusha fighting?
There we go, up north.
Oh, the Schutzen Brigade. Not entirely sure why he's devoting an entire rocket barrage to that, but okay.
Yeah, I think at this point he's just like, yeah, I've already run. I can just, I want to see some, fireworks by the forest. Let's do that.
Oh, you're right. He's playing the 1812 Overture. You're right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Do.
Did you just hit your mic?
I hit my table.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say
but my mic's connected to my table, so that's probably why it was pretty loud.
Oh no, just one of those moments you like that little the crazy train thing that
Yeah.
Down to the south, surprisingly enough, still a German kind of local superiority in terms of armored vehicles. Unfortunately, everywhere else his infantry's just been slaughtered. Like to a point that I almost want to weep for him.
I also noticed the National down south is actually driving to the battle by reversing.
Really?
Yeah, if you look down south. Oh, it's turning around now, but...
Our men are about to collapse. We must restore the situation now. Alright, sorry. I feel like we need to actually have a sound cue happening there. It just can't be like a block coming on up.
Yeah, it's a little bit anticlimactic.
It just needs to have that moment of just hysteria.
Or like some like alarm sound like an SD-44.
Or like a diving submarine, like Auga. Dive, dive. Our morale is diving.
Pull up, pull up.
Exactly. Exactly. Stroke is being brought awfully close here, and the PTRDs are gonna just start pinging rounds off the side of that.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, aim for the tracks. Nashorn takes out the KV-85. There we go. Shooter knocked out at least. They fired enough rounds at it. It's going to bound to do something eventually. I do wish, for the record, that we maybe changed the color of the crits here. Just a smidge.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm being a little picky right now.
No. You're right. It's the maps are very like bleached out.
Mm-hmm.
Like light, like you know, like
well, he's
the
on the road. So, I mean,
light.
if he was in the forest, it'd be much better. But he's on the road right now, so it makes it almost impossible for me to see Jack.
Yeah.
But despite the fact that we can't see the crits, what we can see is that vonPaulus is going to get defeated here in 2 and 1. And ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to vonPaulus for throwing in the towel.
Mm-hmm.
Shockingly enough, the call kills and losses, I don't think it should have been that close. I felt like it was a lot further apart than that.
I mean, I'm looking at the chronology. Okay, yeah, I think losing all the axe probably hurt him quite a bit. Around about like the 8 minutes to 11 minutes, he lost quite a lot of expensive quotation mark units.
True.
And after that, it's pretty back and forth. At the same time, Theoman took some lovely ground, like just huge troughs of free real estate in the middle. And that.
Other than that, though, I mean, there's not really that many standout squads, all things considered.
The KV-1 Tico cohort.
Yeah.
Knocked out like 2 stugs and some infantry, which is nice. And losses.
There's 1 Stormshoots squad, took out 4 squads in the KV-85, and that's about it.
Yeah, nothing really too fancy.
But that is, as they say, that.
Mm-hmm.
Any last thoughts there, comrade?
No. None. Well, 0. Nil par.
Well, in that case, folks, it is time for us to say dos vidania. So do come back on, I want to say it was Tuesday, yes? Tuesday for a beautiful, I want to say it was a 2v2 as well.
Yep.
So you guys asked for more team games, we want to give them to you. And until then, we're not stolen. We'll see you soon. I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rangaroo. Take it easy.